What is up, guys? It is Luke, and I am back today bringing you guys another battle. Just before we start today's battle, I just wanted to play you guys this small little clip. I thought it was kind of funny, so I'll just let you guys watch it. If you guys haven't already, by the way, you can hit that subscribe button to join the Keldeo army, and you guys will be kept up to date with all the awesome battles that I'm bringing you guys over however long I have my channel for, forever, hopefully, because good stuff. But anyway, you guys are going to see. I'm going to U-turn here on his Rotom first turn and end up switching out to my T-Tar, as he ends up going for the Will-O-Wisp, so not a bad play at all, ends up getting my T-Tar burned. So now I'm going to predict the obvious switch here, and I'm going to make a double out. As you guys are going to see, he brings in his Xatu, obviously for my Stealth Rocks. I predict that and double out to my Terrakion, obviously carrying the Stone Edge. I know he's not going to want to stay in, so I'm going to double back out again into my Rotom, predicting his Rotom, which works out really, really well for me because he does bring that in, which is perfect. So this is going so well. So right here, I know that he's going to want to Volt Switch out and most likely into his Ninetales to get up the sun. So what I end up doing here is going for the Confuse Ray on this bulky set Rotom that I'm running. It's custom set, I really like it. So I get off the get off the Confuse Ray here to confuse his Ninetales. Now here I know he's going to want to go out into his Swordsbuck because the sun is up and he's going to, obviously he resists most of my moves and he's going to be able to set up. So I double switch to my Latias. He goes for the Sword Stance here, thinking that I was going to switch because I'm a bulky set, but I'm actually a Life Orb offensive variant with Draco Meteor, so I just smash him with that to take out his Swordsbuck straight away, and he ends up forfeiting. So that was a pretty funny bit right there. So anyway, now we're going to jump into today's actual battle, so I'll let you guys have a look at that right now. Alright guys, so here is today's actual battle. It's against a guy by the name of Barfi. From what I remember, it was a pretty good match. I've just pulled this out of my PO folder because there is a lot of battles in there. So hopefully this is one of the ones that I had fairly recently. Now I just want to mention this team quickly. It's you can see it's Tyranitar, Terrakion, Landorus, Latias, Genesect, Rotom Wash. This is actually my boy Joey's team, Pok'e MMD. I made a few changes to it. I made the Rotom bulky because it was struggling to deal with the Scar and Bliss combo, but other than that, it's pretty much Joey's team, so I got that off him when I was on my other account. Joey knows me off that account anyway, so yeah, this battle's for you. So yeah, let's jump into this. So if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the Keldeo army, but let's go. So he's going to lead out with this Conkeldeo right here. I'm just going to go for the U-turn because obviously I don't want to take any hit this thing wants to go for. So I end up switching out here now as I'm going to go out into my Latias as he goes for the superpower. Now, judging by that damage, I know right away he's a banded variant, and I know right here he's most likely going to switch into his Ferrothorn. That's why I end up just going for the recover. I'm going to switch in my T-Tar here to this Ferrothorn, seeing as he's most likely just going to get up hazards, but he actually ends up going for the Thunder Wave, which is no big deal because I don't really mind my T-Tar being Thunder Wave. That's, you know, no biggie at all. So he's got no reason, or nothing on his team, sorry, to stop me from setting up Stealth Rocks here, so I decided to just go for that. And get those up is going to be beneficial for me, and I end up leaving in T-Tar because nothing wants to take a banded hit from Conkeldeo with its massive base attack, and I don't need T-Tar anymore after I got up the rocks anyway. So now I'm going to go into Genesect. I can threaten him out, which he does end up doing. Goes out into his Tyranitar. At this point, there's no reason why I shouldn't go for U-turn. You know, I get switch initiative off of every time that I go for it, so I end up going for it. End up going out into my Terrakion here to threaten out his Tyranitar. I thought the possible switch to Latios was just, you know, it was viable, so I end up going for the X-Scissor just to cover myself there. I am banded, so I know it will definitely take it out either way. So now I'm going to bring in my Latias again as he ends up going for the superpower again. He knows he's going to have to switch because A, I'm going to outspeed him, and B, you know, after I get off the recovery, he's not going to be able to take me out, and then I can get off a free hit on something. So he makes a very smart move here, makes the correct play, and goes out to his Reuniclus here as I go for the recover. I actually go for the double recover here, predicting him to predict my switch, because obviously he's got the Shadow Ball. So I end up playing off his over prediction here, which works out really well for me. Now I know he's definitely not going to hesitate to go for that Shadow Ball this turn, so I'm going to switch out to my Rotom, who can take that really well because, like I said, I did invest some bulk into this Rotom. It is nearly max HP, I believe. So anyway, I end up going out into that. He ends up bringing in his Ferrothorn, which, you know, is pretty much the most likely switch into my Rotom. So I end up going for the Confuse Ray, which is really nice because he does get confused, and then I can smack him with that Will-O-Wisp as well, which seems fairly contradictory, but, you know, at the same time it stops him setting up hazards. But he's going to break through confusion here, set up some spikes, which is really unfortunate. I actually predicted the switch, which doesn't end up happening, so, you know, that's a kind of foul play on my part. So good play on him. So I'm going to end up switching out now to my Genesect just because I can flamethrower this thing, I can U-turn it, I can Ice Beam it, I can do so many things to this thing. So I end up going for the Ice Beam, thinking that he may want to bring in his Keldeo or something like that as I go for the U-turn, but nope, he just ends up leaving his Ferrothorn. I believe that crit might have mattered, but it wouldn't have mattered too much since he didn't really have anything to hurt me in the long run. So he ends up setting up a quiver here as I go out to Rotom. Now this sucks because there is nothing I really have for this. Normally I would have a Scarf Jolly Terrakion, but because this is Joey's team, it's actually a Banded Terrakion, so pretty much it's the only thing I have on my team that can take a hit. Now because of the Sandstorm Rays, I am going to be able to, because of the Special Defense Rays and the Sandstorm, I am going to be able to take this Hidden Power Grind and take it out with a Stone Edge, so that worked out really well. So here I could have switched, again, banded attacks, and looking at his team, you know, Terrakion would have been nice, but it's not absolutely necessary. So I end up foddering it off here to a Mach Punch. Now it does tell me that he does have priority on this banded set, so that means that I'm free to go to Landorus and get off an Earthquake here as I do catch his Reuniclus. And look at that, 71%, just massive damage because of the sand. So here he believes that I'm choiced, but I'm not. I'm actually Expert Belt, so I end up U-turning back out into my Genesect again, just so I can get off the U-turn should I need to, or you know, I can actually just lock myself into a move. And he brings out the Keldeo here, and I kind of figured, you know what, he's got this in Latios left, I might as well lock myself into Ice Beam. I end up taking out the Keldeo due to the special attack raise, which is really nice. Turns out his Latios is actually scarfed, but he has to lock himself into Dragon Pulse for the rest of my team, and I can take that hit easily because it's resisted, and I can finish him off with that Ice Beam. So pretty good match, Barfi. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, guys, you can feel free to leave me a comment. I will reply to every single one. I know some YouTubers try their best but can't cover all of their comments, but you know, I'm a relatively small channel, so I should be able to reply to every single comment you guys leave. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that subscribed lately. You know, I went to bed last night and woke up with, you know, a few more subs, so I want to thank you guys. I want to welcome you all to the Keldeo army, which you can subscribe to right now, annotation on the screen if you haven't already, and you can click next or previous to go to any other battle that I've uploaded. So thank you guys for watching, and the Keldeo army will see you for tomorrow's upload.